Hello, Warrior Women. Karen McCoy here. And in this video, I want to share with you my 3 lifelong tips that have helped me to get lean and stay lean. And it's things I've been doing for many, many years. So the first one is one that I know that you've heard regurgitated so many times, but it's very, very important. No eating after dinner. Okay, easier said than done. This is why I work on mindset with women, right? Because it's usually not about I'm hungry. It's usually you're hungry for something else, or it's a diversion, or you're bored, or you want to join your hubby during Netflix, or whatever it happens to be. There's all sorts of other things at play there. But if we learn to manage and support this one, and we do it with ease and flow and not resistance, again, that's the mindset work, then we can keep our weight off. And it really is important because here's the deal that they say it doesn't matter when you eat your calories, that's a bunch of bunk. I don't agree. I'm sorry. I have been watching and coaching and doing it myself for over 30 years. And what I know is that our metabolisms and how our body operates, our biochemistry likes to be in tune with Mother Nature. And in our world, we're so out of tune with Mother Nature with our lights on at night, and we're going to bed at different times, and all sorts of different diversions like social media and blue light and all that stuff. What happens is it throws our biochemistry out and our circadian rhythms, which is the 24-hour cycle of the body. And so the body likes to follow the sunrise and sunset. So when the sunset comes, it is when all of your the serotonin and the melatonin, everything starts to shift to ready yourself for bedtime. It's also a time for the body to quietly slow down because it knows that it's going to bed. And so if you put a whole bunch of food in there, it upsets the natural circadian rhythms of the body. But the other thing I find is sometimes there's no stop feature when we're snacking at night. So if you can limit yourself to like a cup of popcorn, that would be fine. But usually it's a runaway train. And that is the challenge. Or the other challenge is, like a lot of women, you're so busy during the day, and then you'll eat dinner and you're still hungry because you haven't managed your hunger, your blood sugars, your satiety, your leptin and ghrelin throughout the day in a consistent manner. And so all of a sudden nighttime comes and you are actually hungry and hungrier still after dinner. That can be another catch-all too. So if you can work with learning to manage and balance out your metabolism and your hunger satiety cues, which takes time, it takes coaching. But once that's in place, you're less likely to even want to binge after dinner. The other thing is that as the body's going to sleep, it tends to not have a lot of excess fuel to burn. And so it's not going to burn off the food as quickly. And again, is there research around that? There is research that shows both sides. And so this is where all of the research pundits will throw a whole bunch of links and emails and articles at me. But then the other side has just as many. What I know about my experience is if I do eat late at night, it does not allow me to keep the weight off. That's just the way it is. So my rule of thumb is I don't eat after 6 p.m. Or it's 3 hours before bed. So if you're going to bed and you're saying, well, I could eat, but I'm not going to, I'm going to bed, then you're going to be fine. If you're going to bed and you are hangry, then you haven't managed your food properly during the day. So we need to back up and look at that. If you're going to bed full, then you will possibly gain weight or keep the weight on and you're not able to lose it. So we always say, don't eat 3 hours before bed. And the other thing is the body likes to detox at night when you are sleeping. And so it can't do that and go through all the organ cleansing that it does on a nightly ritual when there's food in the system, because the body will always want to digest food first. That's just how it's set up. It's the priority. It's survival. And so we want to make sure that we go to bed without a lot of food in our system so that our bodies then can go through the detox process, which it does every single night. So no eating after 6 p.m. or 3 hours before bed is rule number 1. Rule number 2 to get lean and stay lean is what people in Okinawa and other Asian cultures have practiced for years. Is called Hara Hachi Bu. And it basically means to eat till you're 80% full. Now, what's 80% full? Well, here's what I would say. Number one, don't eat fast. And number two, when you eat, just pause and give yourself a moment, because it takes about 20 minutes for the cues in your body to say, I'm full, I'm good. What I would say is eat till you are before full. And this takes a little bit of practice, but once you become body aware, which is really big in my coaching process, this is very, very important for a successful and sustainable body transformation. When you can get to that place of understanding what 80% full is, then you will lose the weight and you will keep it off as well. And it is a practice, but it's a lifestyle practice I've used forever. In fact, I do not like the feeling of being full. If I'm full, I feel puffy, I feel groggy, I feel a little bit cantankerous. I don't like the feeling. And so they also have learned that people who live longer are the people who slightly undereat. When you overeat, or if you eat too full, you will not lose the weight. So practice the Hara Hachi Bu. It really is a neat way of doing it. And what they say in Japan is what it actually kind of translates into is having long arms so you can push yourself away from the table, the dinner table, before you continue to eat. So it is, again, a discipline tactic that we take on. And then the third one is, I call it putting your pasta to bed, or putting your pasta on a bed of organic greens. And so this is where I'm really about eating in community with our family and our friends. Years ago, or still even with a lot of diets, there's a lot of people who eat on the sidelines. And so, Mama Bear is over here with her skinless chicken and her broccoli, or with her diet food, whatever, and her family's over there eating the real stuff. And we're not supposed to have that kind of diversion when we're breaking bread. And so what I learned to do a long time ago is I do like pasta. I don't eat a lot of it, but I'll eat, let's say, a cup of cooked pasta. So a cup of cooked pasta with all the sauce. I love meat sauce. I use bison a lot for my meat, and it's just beautiful. So I'm not going to go without that. But what I do is I create a big bowl of greens. So all sorts of organic greens. I can even put, if I want to put a few red peppers or something in there as well. But it's this lovely bowl of organic greens, lettuce, if you like kale, whatever. If you like it, put it in. And then you put the pasta and the sauce on top. And what happens is you are now eating your version of pasta. And it works beautifully for lasagna, gnocchi, linguine, anything. And because you're not putting any dressing on the greens, it's naturally taking on the taste of the sauce. And it also makes for a lighter meal where you don't have that, that pasta kind of, where you want to go snooze or whatever. At least that's what happens to me. And so you're also getting a lot of the lovely vitamins and minerals, the digestive enzymes, the nutrients in the greens. And it really makes it really, really enjoyable to be able to have your pasta and eat it just in your own version. So I hope those 3 tips help you. I've been using them for years. My clients have been using them for years. So it is the no eating 3 hours before bed, the Hara Hachi Bu, where you only eat to 80% full at every meal. And then the third one is putting your pasta on a bed of organic greens. Okay, you guys, thanks for listening. Take care. Be well.